Takeover.
Okay, did we start? Yeah, we did. That's how I start.
Takeover.
Now, there's a lot of things we're going to get into. When I speak, and when I speak, and when I speak.
This is Takeover.
Okay, alright, alrighty then, yeah, hello everybody, how are we doing? We are doing fabulous. What do you mean? The podcast started? Of course it did. How did you know it started? Because the intro music went into my voice, and now you can see me. Dun, 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 dun. I like to do my own intro music sometimes, besides whatever is there. I like to go dun, 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 dun. If it was a British show, that's how it'd be. It'd go dun, 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 dun. If I was in England and I was British, my show intro would be like dun 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 dun. Welcome to the podcast with your host Michael Lenoci. We're here playing rugby. Go! Now, if you're a little confused, then guess what? The podcast started, and that's normal. Did I not make eye contact with the camera till right now? Are we a minute and a half in, and I just started making eye contact? Yes. Would that be something that maybe somebody on the spectrum would do? Possibly. Did I offend people? Of course I did. And that's the way the world is, okay? Now, here's the deal, guys. We got a big episode for you. We got a big episode, and we got a lot of things to go over. So we're not going to be horsing around today like we usually do. The podcast started. We got past that. We got past that the podcast started, okay? There might be technical difficulties. Watch. So we don't want stuff like that to happen because it could happen again. Look. Okay, it just happened. See how that happens? That's fun. That's just fun playing around with editing. All right? That was just fun. Okay, that one was not planned. I don't know why that happened. We're just having some technical difficulties. Now, one part of having technical difficulties is saying technical difficulties. Do people have a hard time saying technical difficulties? Everybody say it out loud right now, and you let me know it's going smoothly for you. Because I know people comment on the way I say words, and they think that I have problems and I should have read more books. No, because my life is fine. I'm having a good time. Am I really having a good time? Is life going great? Am I just a man, a middle-aged man in a bedroom talking to himself every week because he doesn't have an it? Yep. And the coffee will kick in soon, okay? Having a late coffee session, probably not good for the sleep. Do we care about sleep these days? Of course we don't because you know why? Because there's nothing to wake up for. We're going to start off a little pessimistic this week. This week we're going to be a little down in the beginning, but by the end of the episode, I'm going to be motivating you like John Gruden. I'm going to be there for you because we're going to win championships because this is the greatest goddamn sports show ever that doesn't talk about sports. So we got to remember that. But we got a big week ahead of us because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about that we're going to get to. But before we get to it, we got to rustle around and find the energy of the episode. And I want you guys to all find the energy of your episode. Because every day you wake up, let's pretend that's your episode. You're like, okay, I woke up today and what's this episode going to be about? That's how I want you guys to wake up. And if you guys are loyal followers, if you're loyal followers of the podcast, then I know you're making your bed. I know that you're waking up and you're making your bed, right? Because you're a loyal listener. So if you're waking up and you're making a bed, then that means you already are starting your episode off great. Okay? It's immensely better if you started off with making the bed. Now, that was a new word. It's not really a new word, but I just wanted to properly use that word so that I seem a little bit more educated than I have in previous weeks. I do have my sleep mask here with me. Now, I don't want to get into the sleep mask thing yet, but I will put it on for part of the episode. You think that I have to see to do my episodes? I don't have to see to do my episodes. Okay. You're betting me right now. You're betting me like I'm not going to win this bet. You're thinking that if I put this on, I'm not going to be able to perform how I usually do. That's the magician in me. Everybody has a magician in themselves. All right? You got to find the magician inside yourself. Who's the magician inside of you? Is he there? Hello? Wake him up. Wake her up. Whoever she is, whoever he is, wake him up. Am I 100%? Not yet. Am I worried? A little. Every day I get a little bit worried. I'm wondering what's going on with me. Am I going to die? I don't know. But I get lightheaded often, and I don't know what the causes are. So doctor, listener, if you're a listener and you're a doctor, find out what's wrong with me before I get into the bit about putting my sleep mask on. Now, sleep masks were never a part of my life until the year 2019. 2019 was the first time I got one. That's when I was introduced to it. I used to think that's a shame. If I knew somebody was wearing an eye mask or a sleep mask when they went to bed, I thought to myself, that's a shame. That's a shame that that's somebody that I have to know. That's how I really thought. I was that ignorant. I wasn't educated. I didn't know immensely. I didn't use the word a lot. I saw people and I judged them because I wasn't growing into the person I am today. But that magician woke up. That magician woke up inside of me and was like, hey. And it moved my hands. Let's get some electric lightning going. That's a magician right there. I can have lightning come around and do anything I want. And I'll put more lightning in the episodes. You think I'm not going to use lightning more often? I'll do 15 seconds of lightning and music. So don't mess with me. That's all I'm saying. You don't know what could happen. So before I really get into how it changed my life, you know, the mask thing was more annoying to wear. I'll put it on just because I feel like you guys are betting me right now. So I'll wear it. I'll wear a sleep mask and perform normally. Okay? Right now you're probably like, what is he thinking? You know what I do see? I see a ring light. It's all black, but I still see the ring light. So that's kind of cool. That's the illusion of light. Light, if you stare at a light for a long time and then you close your eyes, you still see that shape of the light. And that's the beautiful thing about shaping lights. You didn't even know that was a thing. Some of you knew it was a thing, but I just brought that to your attention because that's the magician inside of me that brought that up. Because we all have a magician inside of us, whether it's a man or a woman. And you could be a woman who has a male magician inside of you. And you could be a man with a female magician. Now, I know that there's not a lot of female magicians out there, but let's get on board. Let's be progressive. There can be. And that's what woke up inside of me. I have a male magician inside of me that was like, it's okay to have things that you thought were not a part of society. Like before 2019, if I saw somebody wearing a sleep mask, I would think that's a shame. That's a shame that they're using that. And then here I am, 2020, pandemic and all, sports back, everything going on, everything that's happened, rough year, still going. I use it. Every day? No. I don't use it every day. Where am I? It's getting harder. It's getting harder to perform with it on because I'm worried. Because I think it's getting hot in here. I think it's getting hot because of the sleep mask. Should I take it off? Probably, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to perform through it because I'm a winner and I'm a champion, and that's what I would do for you guys. So here's the deal. I'm going about my day, okay? And throughout my day, I'll think about how I'm going to go to sleep eventually. And then when I get to the part where I'm in my bed and it's time to go to sleep, there's TVs. There's TVs on, and I don't want to go to sleep yet. I fight the sleep. I go, no. I don't want to go to sleep yet. I want to enjoy more. I want to learn more. I want to watch more history stuff. I want to watch some shows. I want to be entertained. You know, I want to maybe hook up with myself. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Sorry if you're not into that, but you know, that's what some of us people do. Okay? So I'm hanging out, and then it gets tiring, and then I fall asleep. And then maybe I fall asleep, and then I wake back up. And then maybe I fall asleep again, and then I wake back up. But you know what? At one point, you will wake up after 5:38. And 5:38 is a big magic number. And you see how I brought magic back into this? Because the magician realized that 5:38 is a magic number. Because that's when the sun's starting to come out, right? The sun's coming out, depending on what type of the year it is. There's different types of the years. There's falls, there's springs, there's summers, and there's cold. Okay, so there's all different times. Okay, so depending on what type of the year it is, I'm sitting there and I'm sleeping, and then the light's coming in because I don't have blackout shades. Because who really does have blackout shades? That's another episode. We could get into blackout shades, but that's another episode. But when you wake up and you wake up throughout the night because you don't get good sleep and you have this on, that light keeps you sleeping from like 5:38 to about 1 p.m. I'm out cold. Yeah, I'm sleeping till 1 p.m. sometimes because I have to be ready for these episodes. You don't understand how much energy goes into these episodes. But I'm letting you know I jumped on the face mask, the sleep mask, whatever you want to call it. I jumped on that train. I jumped on that because the magician inside of me woke up. Now, I fucking hate that I did this magician bit and it didn't make sense. Because I thought I had an idea. I got to take it off. I had an idea that I was going to go in with the magician shit, and then I got distracted by the sleep mask, and then I combined them. And I don't know if that was what I wanted to do, but we ran with it. We ran with it, guys. And sometimes you gotta take your fate. You gotta go with what's gonna happen. Wow, it's bright. Look at that. That's how dark it was for me. My life was different with that on. Am I the first podcaster to ever successfully do a segment with a sleep mask on? I would go as far to say yes. I would go as far to say yes. Is that the right phrase? I would think that not a lot of people have done that. Because I would think if they have any sort of intelligence, they just wouldn't do it because they'd be like, it's not worth it. But they don't know. They don't know why it was worth it because they didn't have the magician inside of them wake up. And that's why that's how we spin it all back around. We spin it all back around to that. And that's what the lesson of this week is. Find the inner magician to wake up and create magic in your life. And that's what we want to do. Because every day you're going to wake up, and what's your episode going to be about? Your episode's going to be about maybe hopefully being magical. Hopefully that life is being magical. So now that the podcast has started, we're going to bring up our cue card because we got a lot to go in. We got a lot to go into. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of different types of things we're going to talk about this week. And I promise you that I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. And there's a lot of people that do blow smoke up your ass because they're just trying to, like, you know, I don't know what they're trying to do. What is someone trying to do when they blow smoke up your ass? What are they trying to do, really? They're just trying to fucking bullshit you, really. Why does everything that's a lie have to do with your asshole? Blowing smoke up your ass. Bullshit. Why is it all coming out of your butts? Because they're liars, and there's no proof in the pudding. Coffee's now kicking in a little bit. So here's what's up, guys. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I know some of you guys can't keep up because you're not as talented. I didn't mean to come at you. I'm sorry about that, but I'm just saying. Here's a real issue I have. And again, we can use this podcast for therapy. We could use this to make us better. I want everybody to know that. There is the Patreon, and there's a little group in there. And our group, we can talk about whatever we want. And we can talk about whatever we want on the podcast too. And I can talk about whatever I want on my podcast because sometimes I'm using the podcast as therapy myself. Sometimes I'm doing the podcast because I need help. And when I hear myself say something out loud, then I go, oh, that's right, or that's wrong, and I fix it. I'm my own therapist in a way. And you could also be your own therapist in a way because you're awakening the magician inside of you because what's your episode going to be about? Every day you wake up, what's your episode about? So I want you to know that this is an issue I have, and it's stupid. It's a stupid issue that I know you guys are going to laugh at this. You're going to think it's stupid. This is a real life issue that I deal with. Okay? It's a problem that I think is, and I know it's stupid, but I'm 36 and I have a problem with this. Okay? I have a problem with putting on underwear. And I know already that you're like, where the hell is he going with this? I'm not doing a bit. I'm telling you right now, I have a hard time putting on underwear a lot of the time. Okay? And I'm frustrated about it. And it doesn't matter the type of underwear because I have different type of underwears. I have cloth, I have soft I don't know what the fabrics are, all right? I'm not getting into it. But I'm letting you know that I have a hard time putting on underwear after I get out of the shower, okay? Because that's when I'm putting on underwear the most, when I get out of the shower. But forever, since I can remember, I remember this even in high school being a problem because I had written it down as one of, like, my a bit that I would maybe do when I was writing down like ideas before I was doing stand-up. Bro, but this is real life, and I'm like, why is this still happening to me? And I know that there's a way to fix it, and then that you guys will have some suggestions, but I want you to know that I'm going through it right now, and like I said, I'm my own therapist. Talking about it out loud right now makes me realize it's a very easy fix. But every time I put underwear, it's not every time, but it's consistent. I'll put on underwear, and my foot doesn't make it through. It gets stuck on that side, and then I fall down with the underwear, and I step on the underwear, and I'm on the ground with the underwear as it's pulled up, assuming my leg was going to go through. So then I have to hobble and then pull my foot back up and then go through. That's exhausting, okay? I can't really demonstrate it more than how I just described it. But I'll go in 1 foot, and it doesn't make it through the hole, and it hits the side, and it stretches the underwear, and then I fall down. I fall down over. I don't fall on the ground, but I bend over with it, and I step on it, and I go, God fucking damn it. I swear. I swear out loud. I go, God fucking damn it. And then I wiggle my foot through, and sometimes it doesn't wiggle through right away, and I go, you motherfucker. I get so mad, I want to discipline the underwear. Underwear is not a thing. It's not a human. It's not a noun. I can't discipline it. But I get so mad at the underwear, but it's me. It's me who's messing it up, but I'm mad at the underwear. I'm so mad at the underwear, I've thought about cutting a piece of underwear. Just cutting it because I was so angry at the underwear for getting caught on my foot. I can't believe this is still happening. And I know it's stupid. And I know I'm stupid for letting this bother me and let this happen. But I have to talk about it because that's how I'll fix it. Because I'm my own therapist. Okay? And it really only happens with the right foot. It's never happened with the left foot because I always go right foot first. Because once the right foot's in, then I'm gravy. Then I'm gravy with the left. Have I thought about starting with the left? No, but that's a whole new routine. That's a major change in my life to go left foot. I'll do it. I'll do it if you guys challenge yourselves to do it. But I can't imagine now. I can't imagine anyone being able to switch just like that. You would gradually have to do it over time. 2190 rule, you could do it. It's possible. But I mean, come on, what are we really doing? Now, I thought about this. I thought about maybe sitting on the bed and putting the underwear on. Then you're safe. And then you roll back, you put the underwear on, you're sitting, put your feet out, you put your underwear on, you roll back, and then you roll forward, and you stand up, and it's on. I know that people have done it like that. But just the way I'm doing it is like rushy, up, got stuck, fucking motherfucker. And I say that, and I get mad at underwear. So it's weird that I'll get mad at underwear. That's unbelievable. That's even a thing. That's even a thing. Why am I mad at a piece of clothing? I'm weird with clothes. We know I'm weird with a lot of things. But I know there's other people out there that speak to this. Okay, I have different shirts. Listen, I wear black a lot for the podcast. I like it. I like wearing a black plain shirt for the podcast. If you haven't picked up on that, pay attention. Get some lightning. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention. Lightning makes you pay attention. Bet you does. Bet you it does because you're like, whoa, what was that? Is that a storm brewing? No, it's a storm that's already here. So, careful. Pay attention. I wear black shirts every episode. For the most part. Maybe there's a couple that I haven't. You caught me in a lie. Doesn't matter. 90%, 95%, 98%. How about that? How about maybe like 3 episodes I didn't? Maybe 5. Okay? 95%. Whatever. Who you arguing with? You're arguing with yourself. Because are we really arguing? But you're arguing with a TV, but we're really not in front of each other. So if you're arguing right now, who are you really arguing with? Yourself. Are you arguing with me? Okay. Show me the percentages. DM me on the Takeover pod. Who knows? Follow it. Are we leaving our 5-star reviews? We're at that part. And I'll do this every week until everybody does their job. Because I see the numbers. I see how many people are listening. I see how many people are watching on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, if you go to the corner of my page and you click podcast, it's right there. And then you can leave a review. So what's the problem? And I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm just trying to make you a better winner. Okay? I want you to be better. And you're better if you do jobs that help me. Because if you help me, then I'm helping you more. And then we're all having a good episode. Then everybody has a good episode. We have a good week. The magician inside of you is awake. We have sleep masks. And we're not judging people for having those. Okay? That's how it all comes together. It's always about bringing things together. And that's what we do on the podcast. On the Takeover, we bring people together. Because we all want to be brought together. So do I have different shirts for different occasions? Yes. Okay? I wear black for the podcast. This is a shirt that I wear for the podcast. This is also a shirt that I would wear on stage. This gets hung up. I hang this up. I hang it up in the closet. If you're a shirt hanging up in my closet, that means I'll wear you on stage. That's the rule. Now I got shirts in drawers, and I got shirts in 2 different drawers. And they're 2 different sections, and they mean 2 different things. So I have 3 different types of shirts. And it's really weird because some of them might really not be that different. But I've placed them in these sections, okay? Because I have my gym shirts. I have shirts that I'm willing to sweat in. And that's the rule for them. Gym shirts are okay for you to get sweaty. You're allowed to get sweaty. Okay? Then I consider them scrub shirts. Scrub shirts are different. Scrub shirts are like I'm going to wear around the house at night if I'm not leaving, or I'll wear in the day if I'm just going to go get coffee or run some errands. That's a scrub shirt. Scrub shirts wearing around the house, wearing to go get coffee in the daytime, a daytime shirt, running errands, that's a scrub shirt. Now, there's a gray area. A scrub shirt could be used as a gym shirt if we're at a point where we don't have any more gym shirts and we're willing to sacrifice it, okay? If we're willing to sacrifice a scrub shirt into a gym shirt, it's a possibility. And a lot of my gym shirts used to be scrub shirts. I will say that. And a lot of my scrub shirts will also be podcast shirts from other friends' podcasts or just free shirts that I've gotten. Anytime a free shirt is given to me, there's a fine line between whether it's going to be a gym shirt or a scrub shirt. But a performing shirt will never be a gym shirt. Never. But it could also, a performing shirt could get demoted to scrub shirt. That is a possibility. That is a very big possibility that happens. But there will never be a performing shirt that makes it all the way to a gym shirt. Because the gym shirts, there's always just so many. There'll be a shirt like, I could use this at the gym. And gym shirts, a lot of the time, can last years. And you could think that's gross, but no. I have gym shirts that are like Nike, that are like that material, which I don't know materials, that I've had for years. And when you wash them, they don't fade, they don't shrink, and they're strong. They're strong. They're Nike strong. Because they want to win championships, okay? So I'm just letting you know that I have 3 different types of shirts. And that's the rules. And some of you might go through the drawer and look, and you might look at my closet and be like, hey, some of the shirts you have hanging up are scrub shirts. And then that's when I say, get out of my closet. I go, get out of my closet because you're disrespecting my episode. Your episode's different from mine. So let's not do disrespectful stuff like that, okay? Now, pants is pretty much, I got pants hanging up, and those are for performing. And then, you know what, dude? When it comes out to sweatpants can be errand pants, okay? I'll run errands. I have sweatpants that are gym pants too. So there's a lot of different rules. And I think that other people can have these rules too. I don't know if you guys live like that, but, it's a good way to live. I think it's a good way to live. I'm just saying, all right? I'm not trying to make you change your life, but I'm just saying having that organization, that makes me feel like I'm doing something right. And again, it's a small world thing versus a big world thing. Hey, we got debt problems from back in the fucking early 2000s. Those are big world problems, right? But then guess what? Our small world problems, very minimal. Oh, the bed's not really, one of the pillows doesn't look fluffed. Small world problem, but if I fix it, helps me have a better mentality into the big world problems. Okay? Now, this should all make sense. If you're not taking notes, that's fine. You could just rewatch the episode or rewind. But all of this is a valuable lesson. This is how we become better as people. This is how we all better ourselves. Okay? Are we going to get more coffee right now? Okay. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing really well. Okay? I'm having a good time. I think we're doing fine. And again, looking at the time and stuff and where we're at, I think we're in a good rhythm. and our pacing is fine. But looking at the notes, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do, okay? And we don't want to fall too far behind because we know what's up with people's attention span, okay? Are they listening? Are they watching? Who knows? If you're listening to the podcast, you could be doing other things. And that's fine because that's what people do with podcasts when they listen to them. But if you're watching, I need to keep your attention. It's embarrassing when it happens, yes. Is it embarrassing when it happens? Of course it is. I don't like messing up. And I could edit my flaws out of the podcast. I tell you guys this a lot. I could edit my flaws. I could edit them. I could make this podcast perfect, and you guys be like, wow, he's very well spoken, and he's smooth, and the rhythm is ride the rhythm. Who are we? Are we the Jamaican bobsledding team? That's how I could have it. I could have it like that. But I mess up and I own the mistake, and I let you guys see that because I want to be vulnerable for you guys. I want you guys to be there for me. I want to be there for you guys. So I messed up. Whoopity doo. What was I talking about? I forgot because I don't have a fucking it. What the fuck is going on now? Okay, I was gonna go into something. I had something. I gotta keep your attention. I'm messing up again. I gotta keep your attention. There we go. That was simple and smooth. All right. I learned this week that I have a good bear impression. Now I don't do a lot of impressions, and I know animal impressions seem very elementary. Okay. But I did realize that is a skill. I have a good bear impression, and I'll share it with you. And again, I want you to know that I'm aware that I'm 36 and I'm doing a podcast and there's other adults watching this, and I'm going to try to sell you a bear impression. I know that. I know that that's stupid. I know that some of you people listening are very intelligent people, and you're hard workers, and you're working class people, and you're smart, and you don't want your time to be wasted. So you're probably like, what is he really going to do a bear impression? And I think it's okay to. I'm going to be honest. I think it's okay if I do it. Okay? I'm going to do it. I'm letting you know right now I'm going to do the bear impression. But I don't want you to be offended. I don't want you to think like, is he just wasting our time? Are we just watching nothing? I don't want you to think you're watching nothing, because I think that if you've seen any of the previous episodes, the 25 other episodes of this format, then you know that you definitely have taken something from my podcast. And by the way, I've seen the numbers. Some of you guys are just hopping on and you're going with it, and I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. But you don't know who I am, and you don't know anything about me. So then you got to go back to episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. You got to go back and watch those episodes. I saw someone comment on one of the other on my last episode, why are we looking at the dogs? You're telling me you watch my podcast every week, but you don't even know the backstory? You don't even know about Wade? You don't know about Blaze? Those were explained early on in the journey. How would you not want to know that? How would you not want to know that? So you guys got to go back. Go back and see the other episodes. See the progression, because progression's beautiful. When you see the progression of something or someone, it inspires you. And this whole podcast, the whole message is to inspire you. And it has. I know I've inspired young comedians, and that's great. That makes me feel good. And that's the whole message behind this whole podcast, is to inspire everybody. If you could take one thing from this podcast every week that inspires you, then that's great. Even if this is a silly joke time, even if this is all silly and I'm wearing a sleep mask during it and I'm being stupid and I'm wasting your time, there's still something you can take from every episode every week. And I'm being honest. I'm not even being sarcastic right now. I'm being real. Okay? I'm just being genuine right now. I'm for real. Like, even though I think it's stupid I know, I'm aware that it's stupid that like I'm talking about how I have three different shirts. But it's also kind of fascinating to me, like, why doesn't my brain work like that? And then maybe someone else relates to that, and they're like, wait, mine does too. And it's kind of fun that we're organized like that. I don't know. But maybe I inspire someone to wear a sleep mask. I don't know what it is individually from each episode that helps someone or inspires someone. But I am going to defend myself when I'm about to go into a bear impression. Okay? I want to be able to do a bear impression. Because I think it's funny, and I think it's silly, but I also think I do have something here. I think I could maybe have a bear voiceover. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm just saying, can you just let me have this, okay? I don't want to make a big deal about it, but I already have. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now, okay? This is my bear impression. I just think it sounds like a bear, okay? And I would like to warm up and stuff, and I could edit the warm-ups and then just go into the bear impression and make myself look better. But again, I show you my flaws, okay? Here we go. Nope. See, that was bad. That was bad. Okay. And I know it was bad. Hold on. No, it's not. Hold on. No. Hold on. No. Sorry. Again, I'm sorry. Maybe it was just the other night and I don't actually have a good impression. Maybe that's what it is. Hold on. A little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like a bear, when you hear a bear, it sounds like you're like disturbing him. It sounds like he's like, why are you here? That's what when I hear a bear, when I hear a sound of a bear, it sounds like he's saying, why are you here? So watch. I think that's it. I think that's him saying, why are you here? No, it's a little too whiny. A little bit. All right, I'm done. I think maybe I just did it really well the other night and I got lucky, and now I'm trying to recreate that and it's not working. So you know, setting it up for like a big, I set up something that was big, and that was really disappointing. I think that was really disappointing, and I apologize because I actually did waste your time. I wasted a lot of minutes there, and I need to grow up and mature as a human. I need to be a better human, and I need to ask myself, what am I doing? What am I trying to do? What do I want? Do I want a great, successful podcast show? Because right now, the way I just acted was not appropriate. And I'm going to apologize to all the fans of the show. I'm going to apologize for it. But if you did like it, it was fun. I had fun time. Yeah. So I know that everybody knows what I'm about to talk about. I know that everybody knows this. But I just have to reiterate it, that we never go cheap on toilet paper. There are a lot of things you can go cheap with. And this is a very important segment, okay? Because this is something where I want to teach you guys something, okay? When it comes to cleaning appliances around the house, you can go cheap with those. There's never a fucking rule with that, okay? Hey, give me a difference between Windex and CVS brand glass cleaner. Hey, it still works, so fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. There is no difference. You can always go cheap with cleaning appliances. When we talk about paper towels, they work. With the fucking commercials, they're like, look, I wiped it, and then the paper got all messy. And then listen, if you're fucking wiping up wine, you're going to use so many paper towels anyways. Nobody's just grabbing one sheet and fucking wiping it. All those paper towel commercials are bullshit. Nobody grabs one paper towel and just goes, look, one paper towel. No, everybody's like, fuck, we spilled something. And then you're fucking wiping whatever you're wiping, okay? So paper towels, you could save money on. Windex, you could save money on, okay? All-purpose cleaners, okay, save fucking money. You don't need to buy brand names for full bullshit, okay? There's certain things that are brand named are a must. Or not brand names, but you don't go cheap on. You don't go cheap on fucking laundry detergent. You just don't. Anytime I've gone cheap on laundry detergent, I regretted it, okay? And if you disagree, then I need you to leave. Unsubscribe. I'm right about this. Smell your clothes. Hey, have you ever been around someone, they're like, wow, your clothes smell good? Because I didn't go cheap on the fucking laundry detergent, okay? You don't go cheap on laundry detergent. You can go cheap on cleaning appliances, paper towels, yes. Toilet paper is an absolute no. Never go cheap on toilet paper. Hey, if I'm in your house and you have fucking fucking toilet paper that's in schools and stuff, then Lord have mercy on your soul. Okay? Because that's not good. That's not healthy. That's not good for the butthole. And I don't want to have to fucking do a little butthole joke, but I'm letting you right now, you cannot go cheap on toilet paper. You cannot go cheap on toilet paper. You cannot go cheap on laundry detergent. And you can never go cheap on dishwasher detergent. Is that what it's called? Dishwasher detergent or dishwasher dish soap, the stuff that you put in the dishwasher. Gel, dishwasher gel. Anybody want to help me with this? Whatever. Either way, it's still going to be a good husband. My point is, but also, if you guys don't know about this rule, when you do the dishwasher and you're cleaning, you put a little in the little cubby, right? You put some, and then you put some on the floor, and then you close it. You got to do two. You got to do two. You got to do two. If you're not doubling up with dishwasher detergent, then you're not doing it right. I'm letting you know right now. And then that's why sometimes some of your silverware or plates is still a little crusty. So that's got to be a good rule. But you can't go cheap on dishwasher shit. You don't go cheap on laundry detergent. And you don't go cheap on toilet paper. Never. You can't. Hand soap, you could go, bro. Relax. Read the ingredients. You can go cheap on fucking hand soap. You can. I know we're in a pandemic, but you can go cheap on hand soap ingredients. You can go cheap on fucking on a lot of toothpaste. Don't fall for toothpaste shit. Those fucking Crest shit, that's all bullshit anyways. All right? You want to look at like the sensitive shit, okay? But like mouthwash, so dumb. So dumb to like fall for fucking brand names on that. All right? Cleaning appliances. What's another thing? Oh, you know what you can't go cheap on? Towels. There's a big difference with towels. Listen, there are fucking shitty towels out there. There are towels out there that do not dry you off that well. And you're like, what is this? What the fuck am I drying myself off with? Dude, there are some towels that I swear to God, you'll wrap around you and you'll just be dry. You'll be like, how am I didn't even use it on my whole body and I'm all dry. It just like the water jumps on it. It's unbelievable. So that's another thing. And another late learner, which I think I brought up on the podcast, you cannot go cheap on sheets. Sheet thread count is a big deal. And I didn't know about that till probably about 2017. I did not know about thread count for sheets until about 2017. Like I knew it was a thing, but I didn't think it was a thing. Does that make sense? I thought, who gives a fuck? I'm just going to buy the cheapest one. It's just a sheet. No. It's a big deal. The higher the thread sheet, the cooler you are at night. I used to be like sweating at night and I'm like, I don't even need a blanket. I'm so hot because I fucking had 100 thread count sheets. I had the ones that were just like at Target that like, you're like, oh, it feels soft. I was a sucker. So just a reminder, everything I just went over. I mean, and I'm sure there's other things I'm forgetting about right now that I can't even think about. Like you just don't want to go cheap on certain things. But for the most part, I feel like we covered it. Okay. That being said, let's get to our sponsor. Okay. And we're going to do this for the next couple weeks and hopefully it works out. But as you know, we got Manscaped on board. Okay. And Manscaped, as you know, you can save, you get free shipping and 20% off if you use the code TAKEOVER. Okay. Manscaped has a bunch of new products that you got to check out. You can obviously go to manscaped.com and check it out. And again, I do my own thing. Until the check comes in the mail, I do my own thing about the way I'm going to promote this. But I will say this. It's not just a man thing, okay? Because I know there's a lot of women listeners. You guys can get this for your men, okay? Because you want him grooming. You want this? Look at this thing. It lights up so I can see where I'm getting on my balls, okay? Because at my age, balls are getting hairy. Balls, they're not like crazy hairy, but they're stringies. They're stringy hairs. It's like they're long and you're like, why are they here? It's not like a hairy chest. It's not like my chest. But they get stringy, and every guy will tell you this. Anytime he's had clippers and he's tried down there, he'll get the prong cuts. He'll like, I hurt myself. He'll say, I hurt myself. But this is fucking, honestly, these are the best clippers I've ever had, and I want you to experience it yourself. And again, you can actually get this one on. This is one of the best-selling ones. I promise you, first of all, any of these fucking clippers that I've bought some on the road and before because I forgot one, and then I'll use them, and they're just like, they need to be plugged in to work. This one has a charging stand. Listen to how fucking powerful that is, okay? This one's got a fucking charging stand, and it's powerful, and it's smooth. It feels good to even hold, okay? And it's got a little light so you could see in the dark and stuff in case you have to fucking trim your pubes really quick because you're about to hook up with a girl, guys, Okay? Not to mention all the products I brought up last week with the fucking lotions and stuff and the underwear and the shirts. But this one's actually the best thing. Here's what's crazy. You're thinking, oh, this is for your growing and your balls. Are you fucking kidding me? I use this on my face. Look at this. Oh, okay. You don't think I'll use it? I'll use it right now. I'll use this right now on my face. I don't have rules about my balls in my face. It's all clean. I'm all clean. I'll use it on my face right now. I'll shave my face right now. And you'll be like, wow, you did that with these? Yes. You could use them anywhere you want. I'll do it right now. Here we go. I'm going to do it right now. So you're going to see. Okay? Watch. I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it, and some of you guys didn't believe me. Some of you didn't believe that I would do it, but look at my face. So even if your face is anything like your balls, then this is the perfect product for you. So that's why you got to check it out. So you go to manscaped.com and you get free shipping and 20% off if you use the code right above my right shoulder. Okay? And I need your help and you need my help. So if we work together as a team like we always do on the Takeover, you're going to get the clippers. The clippers are the best part. I mean, I love the ball shining cream and I do love the underwear and I do like the shirt, which, the shirt is now what would the shirt be? The shirt will probably go in as a gym shirt. It's going to be a gym shirt because, that's where I want to wear it because that's the best place for it. Because I'm going to be around other men that are going to see it. And they're going to be like, well, what is that? I'm going to be like, bro, my balls are beautiful. My balls are beautiful because of manscaped.com. So you're going to go to manscaped.com and you use the promo code 20% off. And you're going to get the flashlight clippers that work great on my face. You're supposed to use it like this. This is how you use it too. Even if you use it this way, it's not going to hurt, but you're supposed to use it like this. You go up, like pretend this is my balls. And bro, it's fine. Everything's gravy. So check that out. And again, Takeover as the promo code for free shipping and 20% off. Okay, so now that we're back into business, a couple real things in life. Man, I miss stand up a lot. I miss it so much. Obviously, I miss performing it. I miss performing stand up the most, but outside of actually performing stand up, the one thing I do miss the most out of stand up is the hang. The hang is the best part of stand up for me. Outside of actually performing. I mean, dude, stand up comedy, sometimes you're only performing, let's say you only have one show, especially if in LA. In New York, you could probably get up 3-4 times a night easily. Once you're in the community of stand-up comedy in New York and you're a known New York comic, you could get up 3-4 times a night easily, maybe doing 15 to 20 minute sets. So, you could get your hour, you can get an hour in, and that will exhaust you just from bouncing around to each club. But there still is a hang part in New York. In LA, if you get up once or twice, maybe you're doing 15, 20 minute sets. That's 40 minutes. The hang is such a big culture in LA. That's the part that I miss the most, is like just hanging out with comedians, just being around them, like hanging out at the clubs. Even if I didn't have a set, or if I finished a set and it was early in the night, like I was on a 7:30 show, or if I was on a late show, I would go hang out before or go hang out after. Like I never was at the point in comedy where like I'm not one of the comics who's like married with kids and like he's gonna get home back to his family or wants to get to bed early because he's got to be a dad or something. But like I was always just like the minute 7 o'clock hit, I go, comedy clubs are starting to open. Can't wait. Like I had to finish anything I was doing in my day before 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm doing my stand-up. I mean, I'm recording these podcasts late in the evening. I would never record a podcast late in the evening. Rarely. You know what I mean? I used to a little bit with Guys Night Out, but like this one, like I'm doing it because like I have nothing else to do. But if stand-up was going on, I would be doing this. It wouldn't even be a thought. Like I would have this done before 3 o'clock. And then I would have to go to the gym. Like everything I would have to do, I would get out of the way because by 7 or 7:30, I want to be free. I want to be free to like hang out at comedy clubs or go to a show or get ready for a show and then do a show and then go hang out at another show afterwards. And then after everybody was kind of done with their sets, if someone had a late set, in LA, late sets would be like 12. maybe 11:30, 12 on the weekends. Maybe you have a 1 o'clock. Rarely. In New York, you could have. I'm sure there's 1:30, 2 o'clock spots all the time. But in LA, you hang and then it's just like, you guys want to go get food? That's why I've lost so much weight. A big part of the reason I lost so much weight is because there's no fucking stand up. I'm not eating late in diners. But that was the best part, which is fucking sitting around, hanging, talking about life, talking about stand up, talking about our goals, talking about what we wanted to do, talking about who we hate. It's all fun, man. And I fucking miss that. And the fucking dopest diner in LA that we would always do that at is closed. It's never going to be open again. Swingers. So I hope someone buys fucking Swingers and then reopens another great diner. But I miss that the most. I miss hanging around with the comedians and stuff. And I don't even know what comedians have even made it to be able to stay out here. I would think a lot of comics couldn't make it and had to move back home or something. I mean, dude, it's been 6-7 months. Like, and most comics coming up, they would have side jobs. Like waiters or working at a bar or whatever they could do. Not a lot of them had real jobs. If they had a real job, I guess they're fine with their 9-to-5s. But, the other ones who were just like making money off producing shows or I don't know how they were making money, but we'll see. I mean, dude, the LA comedy scene is going to be way different when it comes back. I mean, all these big comics have moved away too. Rogan's gone to Austin. Joey Diaz went to Jersey. There's supposedly other comedians moving. Someone said that Theo's moving to Nashville. Somebody mentioned, who else? Just a lot of big comics moving out of LA. That changes the comedy scene a little bit. I mean, the Comedy Store is famous, but like a lot of people go to see these big names. So, we'll see what happens, So we'll see, how it is in LA. I think on the road it will be fine. I think doing stand-up on the road is going to always be fun. I think people are ready to get out. Even when I did some shows in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, there was one show with over 150 people in it. Like, I don't know what the rules were, but it was pretty packed where I was like, oh, wow, they just don't give a fuck. Like, people are over it. They want to like live normal. They want to like go to live entertainment and stuff. So that's interesting. So, I do. But for me, I miss the hang a lot, there's a lot of guys I talk to guys every day throughout my phone, whether it's a group text or just individually. But then you forget about the comics that you don't necessarily talk to on text or even text with, but you would just see them all the time in the comedy clubs just through passing. You miss them. I can't even think of some of them. Like some of them I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, oh, my buddy Jackson. Like I don't text Jackson a lot, but like I would always see him. So like that's gone. Like not seeing him a lot, or like, there's a lot of other like just random or like seeing like Harlan. Like I'm not friends with Harlan Williams or like or people like some other fucking famous comedians that you would see that you were friends with, like Rappaport. He talks sports. There's not a lot of comics that like sports, but Michael Rappaport likes sports. So I would see him at the Laugh Factory and we would talk sports. Like I miss things like that, like seeing guys like that like I'm not that close with. I don't text with or stuff. So my relationship with them was only at the comedy clubs. So that was fun, man. That's the part that I miss the most, is like the friendships I had with the comedians at the comedy clubs. Outside of your best friends that you text with, there's those, and you know what I mean. Like, maybe I'll text with Bobby here, and sometimes he responds. But like, even though we have a hate-love relationship, like I miss just seeing him and be like, all right, what's our fucking interaction gonna be tonight? Like, I just miss that part of comedy so much. Like, and you forget about that a lot. Like that's the biggest part about what brings so much joy to me in stand-up comedy is the hanging out, the fucking environment. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. So I can't, again, I don't think anything will be back to normal until next year or until we have a cure, or maybe after the election. I don't know. Maybe this thing's so political. Also, I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot. Another thing that I have written down here is not making irrational decisions during a pandemic, which I think it's very easy to do. It's very easy to do. If you haven't noticed, since the Manscaped shave, the energy of the second half of this podcast is going to be way different. We're a little calm now because we got rid of our facial hair and we're done with the pubes. And I came in hot a little bit, and I want to apologize for coming in hot. I realize I messed up with the bear impression, but now we're going to be real for a second. So I think not making any irrational decisions. Like like right now it's hard. It's been over 3 months since my dog passed away, but I do think about a dog. I think about dog, and I think about all the things I miss about having a dog, and I want one. I do want one, but I know that it's not a smart decision to make right now. I know that's because of the way life is right now, and especially here in LA. Now, I think that the smart decision would be to wait until life is back to normal, and until I'm traveling a lot more and I'm doing shows and I'm working and I'm busier, and then see if I still have that feeling, if I still have those same feelings to want to get another dog. I mean, eventually I've always wanted to get another dog. Like in my head I was like, yeah, I'll get another dog when I have a house and a backyard and a family, so he's never lonely and I never have to worry about someone watching him. It's just a smarter decision to make with getting a dog, because, you know, even though I would never trade anything for what I had with Wade, I got him when I was a senior in college. It was just a bad time, and there were so many times I was stressed out because I was like, who's going to take him? What do I do with him? He wasn't a small dog. You can't travel with him. All these things. And then when you get in a stand-up, every time I had to travel, I had to make sure he was okay. And then if he was sick, I had to worry about him on the road. So all these variables go into when thinking about getting a dog, now that I'm an adult and I'm more rational. But it's been hard during this pandemic to not want to do that. Like, because part of me is like, I definitely want to do that. But, the smart decision would be, let's wait until the world gets back to normal. And I think that goes with anyone listening. I mean, you guys don't know what decisions you've made, and if you have already, whatever, you got to live with those decisions. But anything that is on your mind that you want to do, or you think that you might want to do, I think the smart thing would be to wait until life is back to normal. You got to be smart and strong to not make an irrational decision in a pandemic like this, because life isn't normal, and whatever your mentality is right now is going to be completely different when life is normal. And this goes with any lessons in life about like depression or being sad or being down. Even when I was down like 2 months ago, like, life does get better. It will. It's going to be better. It's going to be awesome. I mean, I should have music playing during all of this, because it will feed it a little bit better. But like, you just kind of have to be tough, and it really, what it is be smart and not make bad decisions in times like this. It's like panicking. It's like, and we've talked about people who panicked back with DeLigio gate. Like, you can't, people panicked. They didn't know how to react. And then of course, other things come out about other comedians, and the reaction's so different, because everybody's like, oh, we've seen this before. What's going on? It's just like, you just, if we take anything from anything we've experienced recently through all of this pandemic, watching the news and anything, is just like, sit back and just don't make irrational decisions. Things are going to get better, and there'll be a better time to decide whether you should do or not something. Sleeping on something is actually very powerful. Never making a decision in the moment or being impulsive, which I was always very, very bad at. I was very impulsive as a kid, and even into my adulthood, I was very impulsive. But it makes so much sense to fucking sleep on anything, any decision, even if it's small. If you're like, hold on, unless it's something that has to be decided. I mean, I'm not talking about when you're at a restaurant and you have to order and you can't decide what to order. You know what I mean? I'm not saying don't go home and then fucking sleep on it and then go back to the restaurant and be like, I want this. That would be ridiculous. I mean, like, anything financially or life-changing, maybe. It's definitely something to sleep on. Or work-related. God, I want a dog so bad. I want a dog really bad. And I know right now I could train. It would be like a great time to start a new life with a new dog. But I also know that in 6-7 months, even a year from now, I might be like overwhelmed by having a dog, because I could be very busy. So I think that's just, something I was thinking about, and, talking about it again. I'm my own therapist. So talking about it out loud makes me feel better about it. It makes me feel better about this decision, and knowing that I'm doing something right, like talking out loud about it. So, I'm also realizing that, I feel like in previous episodes of my podcast, I was doing this less, what I'm doing right now, and I forgot, and I went away from that a little bit. But I know that I was doing this a lot more in previous episodes, like maybe episodes 21, 22. I was hitting topics that were that were really affecting me, that were more real, that were better to talk about on the podcast. But then some recent episodes, I was a little bit more silly, and like I was like, what could I discuss? And so, you know, I'm glad that I got back into this, because sometimes I go into the podcast and I'm like, I don't necessarily know what I'm going to talk about. I don't have a lot of subject matter that I'm like, that I think is important to me. But thankfully, a lot of things were running in my mind that I was able to write it down, and it got me more grounded. Right now, I feel like I'm in a good flow. Whereas earlier in the episode, I felt like I was just, you know, talking shit and being silly, which is like, you know, both I think are fun for the podcast, but I feel more connected to the way I'm being right now, if that makes sense. You know, I'm sure there's just a whole, like, I already know that from the beginning of this podcast to right now is 2 different dynamics. But I really needed to shave my face, I guess. I mean, what the fuck was I doing in the beginning of the episode? I was wearing a sleep mask. So that was crazy. But, so, you know, I don't know if you guys relate to that or if that helps you in any way, but it helped me just talking about it out loud. I mean, you know, I was going to say, I was watching, I had never watched Molly's Game. I watched Molly's Game. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, and I would like to make this a theme of the podcast, is like I bring up, if I'm watching a movie for the first time, obviously not Forrest Gump, it always makes me cry. But if there's a new movie I watch or a new show I watch and it gives me the chills or it makes me cry, I want to talk about it and share that, because then maybe you guys will have those same feelings for that movie. I thought Molly's Game was a great story, and I thought it was a great movie, and there was a certain scene that really got to me, and I wonder if this is just because of my relationship with my father, or, you know, maybe it's just the really good acting and writing. But there's a point in the Molly's Game. I'm not going to ruin the movie for you if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, I would say check it out. You can find it on Netflix, and it's about a girl who ran underground poker games, illegal poker games in New York and LA, and it's based on a true story. Supposedly it has to do with like Toby Maguire and Leo and whatever, that crew of guys in LA that she was first running with back in like the early 2000s, late 2000s or to early 2010s. Okay, so in the movie near the end, there's a point where she runs into her father again, the main character, and who is Jessica Chastain. Is that how I say your name? Jessica Chastain. She's very beautiful, great actress. She runs into her dad, who was played by Kevin Costner. And Kevin Costner, you know, I don't know if you know anything about Kevin Costner. He's been around for years, but been around for ages. In the 80s, won a lot of awards. Kind of, I feel like hasn't had any big, great roles or big roles in recent history. But in this scene, he runs into his daughter, who he hasn't seen for years, and they're on the park bench after she was ice skating, and they're talking, and it's such a powerful scene between a father and daughter. It was so powerful. First of all, Kevin Costner blows you away. You're like, oh my God. His acting was unbelievable in it. Hers was great throughout the whole movie, but that scene made me so emotional. I was just so... he's her father, but he's also a therapist. He's a psychiatrist, and he kind of uses that in their argument, and he's just like, let's talk about why you chose the life you chose, and ask me questions. And, you know, he wasn't a faithful father, a faithful husband, and, you know, but he was a good father, and he stresses that, and they have a powerful scene that is so magical that it made me emotional, like, and I got sad. And it's probably because, like, I have a great relationship with my father, but we never really talked about our emotions with each other. So part of me was like, man, imagine if, like, we talked about things of the past, like why we got in fights when I was in high school, or why we didn't get along. Like, if we ever cracked down on that, like, we don't need to, but, like, if I had that conversation with my father, and I've had great ones over the years where I've said to him very nice things, like, you know, I might have called you an asshole or said you weren't a good father, but, like, everything you did molded me into who I am today. Like, I've done, like, really nice talks with my dad as I got older. But so maybe that's what that reminded me of like having a more emotional relationship with my father that I never really had as much as a kid. But in the movie, when I'm watching Costner and Chastain go at it, it was just so moving that it made me so emotional. So check that movie out. I don't know. Let me know if you guys feel the same way about that, or if you know what I'm talking about because you've seen the movie. Then just comment, be like, "Oh my God, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about in that scene." But I don't know. It really affected me differently. I thought that was interesting. So that was Molly's game, and then yeah, and then on top of that, there was another video I saw. This is how fucked up, fucking annoying people are on the internet and in the world. Like, just like haters and fucking Karens and whatever you want to call them. There was a video, and I'll put it up right here, I guess. Look at this video of these dolphins. First of all, dolphins are the best. Not only because the Miami Dolphins, but like there's pure joy. Anytime you see videos or pictures of dolphins, how does it not make you happy? So there's a video of hundreds of dolphins, going through the water, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. It makes you just want to jump in and swim with them. I've never got to swim with dolphins yet, but I'm sure I will. But it's so exciting. And then in the end of the video, you could see a little bit. There's like a little a wave runner, a jet ski that's kind of like following them. And then whoever's filming from this boat, someone, of course, I had seen this on Twitter. Someone, of course, like tweets and goes, "It makes me so fucking mad that the people would be irresponsible and fucking be on a jet ski that close to them without even thinking about how they could put those dolphins in danger." Like, even the most peaceful, loving video of dolphins, someone will find a way to pick at it and ruin it and ruin the goddamn moment. And that was, and in my belief, in my experience through dolphins and growing up in South Florida and seeing them in the water, he's behind the school of dolphins. Like, first of all, he's not going to hit him, and they're aware of the jet ski. They're very smart mammals. So regardless if you believe that, the fact that somebody has the mentality of being like, "Oh, fuck them for making this, for being that close to the," like, her thought of seeing these beautiful dolphins of that video is anger. Baffles me. You're never going to win in this world. That's what it reminded me of. You're never going to win. There's nothing you could do to please everybody. There's nothing you could do. Everybody's always going to fucking get mad or pissed off. There was another video I saw of a bear came up to a family sitting at a picnic bench, and they were giving it peanut butter and bread, and it was eating it, and it said, "A fed bear." People were so mad. They're like, "A fed bear is a dead bear. A fed bear is a dead bear." I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true, but people were so mad about something that was out of their control, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. Again, if I see a bear, I don't know how I'm reacting, but they were so upset at this family because this bear came up and they gave it food, which is probably not right. You're not supposed to do that to the wild, but this bear's coming up because it's already been fed. It's not coming up because it's its first time. So I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, but it was more like, no matter what the innocent moment is, no matter what it is, people are gonna fucking attack a beautiful moment. Like, everybody is always gonna be mad about something. You can't fucking please everybody, and that was a little disappointing. I don't know why I ended this whole rant on a negative note, but I mean that's just like kind of disappointing. I wonder how much I have to edit in between me going to shave my face and, because I don't know how long the podcast has been going. I don't know if I'm going too long for you guys or what. I just know that the vibe is way different now, and I feel good, and I'm feeling cool, and I'm happy. I'm in a better mood. And, I think that's it for this week, guys. I think that's it. I think we're good to go with this week's episode. It's not my favorite. It's definitely not my favorite episode, but we have to put something out. I have to put something out for you guys. I'll get out there more week. I was more resting this week. I was doing less. So there's less things to talk about. That's what it is. That's what it really is. There's less things to talk about because I was doing less. So, but I do have a lot of stories I want to share. I got to wait timing wise. I mean, there's so many life experience things I've had in the last 3 months that I cannot wait to talk about. But I just have to wait. I have to wait, and that goes with stand-up. Like stand-up wise, it's like when I get back to stand-up, I have so much shit I want to talk about and so much material. It's like it's gonna be exciting. I mean, I do have written down. I could go into this really quick of just like, how do we get out of debt? How do we become better at that? But I mean, I don't know. That's boring to me. Like, I was so bad with money growing up. And then, you know, they don't teach you this in school. I feel like I already spoke about this. Did I not talk about this already? How they don't teach it in school? I feel like I did last week. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that was on my Patreon. That's what it was. I was on my fucking Patreon talking about it. I was like where I grew up, and the way I grew up, there was no like finance. Like you never learned about finance in high school. Like you could learn about it in college, but like you didn't learn about it in high school. So they didn't teach you about it much. I don't know if that's changed, but like I made so many mistakes growing up, like that I fucking had to deal with later on in life. And I fucking did it as an adult too. When I was living in LA, I did some fucking bullshit stuff trying to scam the government with like food stamps and unemployment. That fucking caught up to me because I never learned. And I think you got to learn that through your parents. But I mean, if you don't learn that through your parents, then you're finding out through your mistakes. And it's like now I'm so diligent with how I spend, especially now through this pandemic. This pandemic is what taught me how to be financially stable and not unstable, and not or like be smart with my money, because before this fucking pandemic I was even stupid. So that's what's crazy is like I needed something this fucking crazy to happen to fucking learn and get my shit together. It's like, thank God, like I know that, if I had a lot of money, I would have like, there's friends I have that work in finance and stuff like that would be able to manage my money and know where to put it into the market and know what places would be safe to put it, because there's different ways you could play with the market. But it's just fucking annoying that like how did you guys deal with it? What's the best way you dealt with fucking shit? You know what I mean? Like there's always the saying of like, what do I want? What versus what do I need? Yeah, that's fucking impossible. You know how many things I get that I don't need that I want? All the time I do that. I don't need to fucking go even go get a coffee. But there are the things of like, I can make coffee every day at my house. But there is something to like getting out of the house and getting coffee and just like being free in a coffee shop. Like that's worth the $4. Sure, $4 times 7, $28 a week. $28 a week on fucking coffee. Almost $120 a month on coffee if I get coffee every day. But is it worth my mental health to go? So people don't even think about that. Like when they talk about finance, they're like, well, what are you spending on this? What does it do for your mental health though? Or what does it do for life? You're living a little bit and you need to live a little bit. Especially if you're a comic and you want to like be able to write material, talk about things, or have a podcast. Part of the reason I fucking sometimes I'm struggling to find things to talk about during this pandemic on the podcast is because like maybe I'm not going out spending enough money because I don't have any. But like I gotta live a little bit. I buy groceries. You guys want me to talk about grocery shopping every day? You'd probably be like, well, what's the difference between you talking about groceries and you talking about your different types of shirts or what to save money on? I get it. You're right. You brought up a good point there at the end. And who am I arguing with? Myself or you? I don't even know. I'm arguing with myself. Whatever, dudes. Whatever, gals. Well, I hope I get better. I hope I stop getting lightheaded. I don't know why I keep getting lightheaded. I looked it up. Maybe it's blood pressure. I don't know. Well, so I think that'll end. I think I'm going to end now. I think I'm going to end the podcast now. So, just kind of leave those 5-star reviews, just all that talk. And then, follow the Takeover Pod on Instagram. And then, hit up the Patreon. Go to patreon.com, patreon.com/the takeover. Check out the tiers. Join the team. It's getting late, and I think maybe I just got a little bit tired this week. Whatever. I'll watch the episode, and if I like it, I'll put it out. If I don't, I'll fucking redo it. It doesn't matter. I could edit stuff. But hope you enjoyed this week, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for being here.